Hey everyone, welcome to this week's show. Big show, first show of the year, if you don't count our season preview, which doesn't count. We didn't even talk about any matchups or anything like that. With me as always, I have Corey here. Thanks for joining me, Corey.
Thanks for having me.
For those of you who don't know, I'm probably speaking to you, Casey, if you're watching. He's the GM of Saucier Pass or
Saucier.
Saucier.
Saucier. It's not pronounced properly.
Saucier.
This name.
That's right. You can never win this guy. You pronounce his name wrong, he gets angry. Then when you pronounce his team name wrong, he gets angry. Like, jeez.
Just figure it out, buddy. Get it together.
We do we have a little bit to go over. I'd like to welcome everyone to the season. I did not bring the trophy upstairs, so that's my bad. Amateur hour here. But we're battling for two. The battle for two trophies is on its way. The first place trophy, which a few of us know what it's like to win. Mark, the defending champion, and the Caucasaurus, which only one person has held so far. Yeah, Braden. Braden's the defending champ, and I don't know what to think about Braden there. I congratulate him on his good draft the day after the draft, and then he just started making moves, and I'm like, oh, buddy, what are you doing? Like,
it's a long period there between the draft and season, and people are itching.
There was a month. There was a month in between, right? We did it earlier. Yeah, it's the way it worked this year. So, but we got some good stuff. Before we get into this, these last few trades, just want to congratulate. I have almost everyone's league fee, and the league's starting. So I'm only missing one. You know who you are. You know who you are. That's pretty good. It does break our streak though, because the last 2-3 seasons we had everyone before the season started. So
it's not Casey, is it?
It's not Casey. It's not Casey. I'm not going to mention who though. I'll tell you, it's not the newbie. So he's not the one ruining it. It's a tenured GM who's ruining our streak here, but that's all right. Not a lot to go over. Enough because we're going to do our first weekly matchup preview this week. And we're going to talk about these last few trades, but we don't have a recap.
Yeah, trades started slowing down there. I think everyone finally made the big moves they wanted to make, and things kind of settled. And
it was only a matter of time that they slowed down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to see what your team can do before you start making more trades.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or what they can't do.
And now you gotta wait.
Some big trades though. What's this one? This first one is your trade. You were involved here. Looks like you traded Adam Fox and Capo Kakinen. I'm sure there's a pick in there, since there's a pick here, and a 6 over to Casey. So Hugh's your daddy here. For Alex Lafreniere, Gibson, and my 8th. So tell me about this trade.
Yeah, I just I needed a goalie and I was willing to pay the price. I wanted somebody who's going to get a lot of starts. It was nice only having to give up or like get an 8th back. It's not a big pick differential. I lost a keeper in Fox, but I got a goalie out of it too, and a full season out of Gibson, which is kind of important to me too. Is just if I'm going to be making a push and having a full season and not just wait until the trade deadline, so getting in a good playoff position hopefully. And then I don't mind getting Lafreniere back because I think he's due to really break out. So I don't mind sitting on him for a while either.
You know, I'm a big fan of, especially what you just said here. I'm a big fan of moving my 6th early and get a full season out of a guy rather than, oh, it's a trade deadline. I better move my 6th. And then I get like 3 weeks of the guy. And that's hoping I make it further than that, right? Like, I'd rather get the whole season out of the guy I can really judge. I want to keep him. But no, I like what you did there. I will say I like the deal for both teams. Casey gets an asset like a 6th rounder, which he could use. A serviceable goalie in Kakinen.
Yeah, definitely.
And Fox, right? I do like Lafreniere. I think he's poised for a breakout season this year. So I don't know. And he throws the body a little, so there's a lot there to like, right? So
yeah, it's not one to match.
I thought it was a good deal. Honestly, the pick differential wasn't huge. which was good for you. I feel like Casey probably should have got a better pick back.
He
Then
definitely could have.
my eighth. My eighth is gonna be like a ninth.
No, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's all right. Who we got here? Captain Crunch, very active over the last few days, probably involved in almost every trade here. Who did he trade here? He traded Malkin over to 7 on the ice with a 14th for Alex Tuck and an 11th. What do you think of this trade?
I don't understand his angle. Like Malkin hasn't even started the season. Give him a chance to get a little hot, get some trade value in there. Like, why are you moving all your players just to move them so early? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, the guys you're picking up aren't going to be the difference makers. I do like Tuck though. Like, I think he's going to have a good year if he can actually stay healthy. He actually puts up like a point per game pretty much. But why are you moving Malkin for an 11th? I mean,
I
I know he's
always
older.
question what he does. Like, I always question what Domo's thinking. Or sorry, the former Domo, the current
Yeah,
Captain
yeah,
Crunch. But I get it. I understand he auto drafted some picks, and this was one of them. He hates Malkin. He said it before last year when he had him. He traded him right away. Did not want him on his team. And it was the second year in a row someone got a good deal on Malkin. But I like Tuck as a return. He got a decent pick upgrade. But I like Tuck. Like you said, Tuck is a good player. He's gonna do good things in Buffalo too, I think.
yeah.
He's gonna get a lot of opportunity in Buffalo, right? No, I do think Domo probably should have got more for that, but he was in a
It's
rush.
not bad.
Couldn't.
Did he drop Tuck after though?
I'm not
I
sure if
feel
he
like he
did.
did. I feel like he did, and then that's when I say you lost the trade because I think Tuck is actually super solid.
If you drop Tuck, then yeah, you're doing the research, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look. I need to know now. Yep, right away he picked up Giordano for Tuck.
Oh no, you should have kept Tuck.
Yep, Giordano's going to do decent, but I think Tuck worth keeping for sure. But what do I know? I didn't even make the playoffs, so
It looks like he went out here and fixed his goalie issues right after. Made a deal with Clefbaum. Clefbaum received Ryan O'Reilly, who was also dropped later on, a seventh, your seventh, and a 17th. He traded that to Captain Crunch here for Vejmelka, starting goalie, Arizona, for the Bedard push. That's what you want. Round 10 and a round 15 picks. So good on Kyle, I think, for getting a seventh for Vejmelka. Like, yes, he's a starter, but man, he's not gonna be a good starter this year. What do you think?
I don't. Yeah, like he got a 3 round upgrade, but then he gave it like he didn't he upgraded Domo 2 rounds later in the drafts. Like you didn't get a whole lot for him. I think it's good. That's a good trade for Domo for sure. Not sure why Kyle's moving him. Don't think this is like I need to move him price, but
I think
we'll
he
see.
had other goalies. I think his goalies were set that he was expendable. Let me take a look here. Pretty sure that's what I saw. This is why we need a stat guy.
Yep. Yeah, it's Markstrom, Murray, and Vladar.
I
So
believe it's because he picked up Murray, right? So once he picked up Murray, Vejmelka became really expendable. So he got a seventh in return.
yeah, it doesn't hurt to hold on to either, but
No, no, it doesn't, especially in this league, right? We got next here. Hugh's your daddy and Captain Crunch hooking up here. What we got here? Darlene and an 11th going to Casey for Hannafin and a ninth. So another upgrade pick here for Domo. He seems to be just accumulating picks. I think he's trying to play the whole, shit the bed for Connor Bedard. But it doesn't work in this league. The
not draft
draft
lottery.
lottery, like But it seems like that's what he's doing. He's just building up all these picks. Maybe he has a long game plan, but man, we're Tuesday, right? There's still all we can use all three of his pickups already this week. Like, I
Jeez.
just don't understand his thought. He picked up like a backup goalie for a spot start. I guess Veg Melko will probably get him a start. It's not going to be a good one, but Darlene though on the move for Hannafin, I think that's kind of a wash. 2-pick upgrade. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Darlene a lot more for Who's Your Daddy. A guy we've expected more out of, I'd say, right? So Buffalo, they have a lot of youth, so really it depends on how elite do they come out into the NHL. It's going to really depend on how well their season is. I think it's a great pickup for Casey. Hannafin's not bad, but he's not going to see the same minutes. That's for sure. He didn't have the deep stats. They weren't as nice.
I think Hannafin will have like the grinder stats over him, but Darlene does some grind, right? And he's gonna be better offensively for sure.
He was
100%.
Yeah, Darlene last year. He definitely had more hits and blocks than him.
Had a lot of blocks last year for sure.
So yeah, it's not a bad trade. It was like 2-round difference, similar defense, but I think Casey came out ahead for sure.
I think he's just I think Domo's just trying to get higher picks. Then if you try to deal with him, all he has is high picks.
Yeah. But it's tons of time, right? So keep building those picks up, replace the free agents, build the team, I guess. We'll see, right?
He does it again right here. He connects with Sean. Calls Paulie up here. Or maybe Paulie called him. I don't know. And Paulie got Brian Rust and a 15th. Clefbaum's 15th. And he gave away Pajot and a 13th. So again, just a couple pick upgrade. It seems like that's all he's looking for. It's just little steps. What do you think of this deal?
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure he went and dropped him Pajot after too. But Brian Rust is definitely the better player. I think it's a very smart move for Sean. I feel like he has Rust a lot. Many years, I think he definitely gets Rust on his team.
He's definitely rusty. He hasn't been in the playoffs in a while, or far in them at least.
The thing I'll comment on here is there's a big difference between these little pick upgrades though and something like Dan's earlier in the season. This is like sixth round pick for an 18th. That's like 5 of these Domo trades just for Goudreau, right? So you're losing a lot of players for these little pick upgrades. So something to comment on, that's for sure.
Yeah. A trade not involving Domo. We got Dan here receiving Zaka and an 11th. Clefbaum getting Horvat and a 16th. How do we think of this one?
I think it's a good trade for both sides. I know Dan was looking to get rid of somebody. And to get an 11th for Horvat isn't bad. Horvat's a good player, but man, he's out a lot. He's day-to-day a lot. He's out. He's just but he does well when he plays, so you hold on to him. But I think there's other better just center options. So I don't think it's bad though. Only 11th, you had to pay for him too.
I find this year, I don't know what it is, but a lot of players lost their flexibility. It seems like there's just a lot of just centers or just wing. Like,
yeah,
I'm not the only one who said it either. I feel like a lot of them have, they just lost a position.
Yeah, but I know he was only center last year though, because I had him at one point. But yeah, 100%, I agree with you. There was a lot of players who definitely
just makes it trickier to set your lineup, right? You're like, oh,
but I know
balanced.
They do add flexibility in the season though, right? If people switch player positions, so maybe as the season goes on, we'll see it. But I don't remember commenting on it. Like I thought the same thing, but I don't remember thinking that any other year either, though.
No, not like this. It just feels that way this year. Maybe we're just remembering it wrong, but maybe
people aren't so versatile anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is. You gotta really choose your lineup. Yeah. Last trade to go over here. Domo felt insulted he wasn't involved in that last trade. Said, I'm going to make another one. Him and Braden connecting here. I believe he was selling him as Gino 2, Malgin, and not Malkin. Uh, so he traded Malgin and a 15th over to Braden for Brossois and a 12th. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I know the Brossois got dropped right away after, or not too long at least. 3 round upgrade for a guy who's just coming out hot from a preseason. I mean, it's a little, you're getting a little excited, I'd say. We're seeing like Brian Russ go for a 13th. Oh, wait, that was yours. So, like, I, I don't get the logic. I don't.
That's
That's
what I
all I'll
was
say.
saying earlier about Braden, right? We didn't. I don't understand. He had a great team after the draft, and I feel like his team's gotten significantly worse since then.
I don't think it was bad for him this trade. I think he did fine.
I don't know. Compared to what he had before, Brossois is a throwaway goalie. He's not playing anytime soon. I like that, but man, like just the players you got rid of, Besser and Oshie, like
Yeah, that I'll agree on. That's definitely a separate conversation. Uh, he definitely got rid of Oshie and then Besser.
Besser.
Like I'm like I was talking to Dan. He's like I wasn't watching the waiver wire. It's like I didn't even notice like they were on waivers. Like you
He
don't
wouldn't have
expect
got
to
them.
see names like this on the waiver wire. I know, but still, like the fact that we weren't even watching, like no games are played, and you got to be on there just to see who's getting dropped. Like those
Now,
are two guys. Like
that's a good thing to mention is that people should be watching the waiver wire, right? Like last year, I got gold on the waiver wire. I picked up Kadri at one point on the waiver wire. I traded him in a deal that, whatever. I got a good player in return, but I didn't expect Kadri to have that kind of year, right? But I got
exactly.
Reinhardt off waivers, like, and he was a
Yep.
fixture on my team after that. Like you got to watch that waiver wire, guys. It's key. With you picking up Besser, right? And there was one other claim on there. And then myself, I got Oshie, and there were 2 other claims on there. So some people are watching the waiver wire, but not everyone.
We're the victors.
That's it. But now we drop to the bottom, right? So
Thank you, Braden.
yeah, thanks, Brandon. I really appreciate that drop. I was so worried that Mark was going to make a claim, but because he's the only one higher than me on the waiver wire. Like,
Yeah. I
oh
saw
well.
you were. I checked to see who was above me too before I put it in, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know. You never know." Is that? And I didn't want to ask anybody. I didn't want to be like, "Yo, you see that guy?" I
Yeah.
just stayed quiet. I just
I
stayed
was talked
quiet.
about it with Travis at work, but what's he gonna do? He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
much
In
lower
your
on the waiver
situation, yeah, that's a
wire.
little bit different.
Yeah. I like that you can see after, right, who made their claim, so you can kind of. I started rubbing it into Sean there a bit because he loves Oshie, and then he's like, enjoy him. He gets injured all the time. He gets injured that day in preseason. I messaged him. We had a good laugh over it. Like it'll be the first of many. But I got IR spot. It's all right.
Yeah, so we got a four.
Now here's the fun part, boys. This is my favorite part of the show every week. Let's talk about the matchups this week.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. This shit keeps popping up. They want me to renew my fucking
I can't.
McAfee.
I can't see anything.
Oh, it popped up. I'm surprised it didn't show. That's good. Like, fuck off. I don't want to pay for your stuff.
That's some cheap brothers.
Give me the viruses. Like, no. First matchup here. So big matchup. Team Ramrod, former champion, versus Captain Crunch, the guy who's been selling everything in the last 3 weeks. What do you think? What do you think of this matchup? Who do you got?
I mean, gotta go with you. The auto draft hurts too, and you have the better keepers, and you've been trading up. He's been trading down. I mean, it's a pretty obvious choice. I mean, you'd have to have a pretty bad team if he'd still be at this point, or unlucky, right?
Yeah.
I'll go with you. I'll say first prediction is Team Ramrod, and I'm so glad we don't have to comment on Le Champion every fucking time.
We will be soon, though. We will be soon. Next year. Next year. It's coming back. We're gonna run it back. Uh, I'm also gonna say Team Ramrod. I don't like Domo's team. I don't know what he's doing. His goaltending's a mess. That's the only points he has right now, and that's because Quick hasn't started yet. Quick's about to start. He still might have some of those categories after, right? Because who knows with Quick? It's a crapshoot.
That's true. That's true. He's
But
your third
man,
string goalie.
Truba is having a game today. Man, where is that? Oh, he had a shorthanded assist.
Oh wow.
He's got like 7 shots, 6 shots, 3 hits, 2 blocks. Paying dividends.
I mean, it didn't take much for how much you had to pay for the dividends to pay off. Okay.
That's it. Now he's paid off for the year. Now everything else is
Yeah,
gravy.
no, everything's gravy.
Let's talk about our defending champion here. 7 on the ice. Going to battle with Dirty TVT and the boys. Who do you got here?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think Mark did a good job drafting. I mean, Travis kind of you can't mess up again. At least they're not all injured, which is good.
We say that every year. You can't keep messing up, but he does. He finds a way. Life finds a way.
I'm just gonna go with Mark this time though. I don't really have any rhyme or reason. Not too familiar with people's teams getting there, but I just gonna go with the champ. Got to give him the
He's giving the
respect
champ some
he
respect.
deserves.
Yeah, deserves. I'm gonna go with Dirty TVT and the boys. I really like Travis's team, and until they give me reason to doubt them, I'm gonna believe in them a little bit. You know, last year didn't take long. He went 0-5, 0-6, something like that. But I don't know. He keeps telling me, maybe because I see him all the time, he keeps telling me this year is different. Maybe I believe him a little. Maybe I believe him a little that he'll be better than last year. But I think he's a championship team? No, because Ramrod. But you know, I do think his team's a lot better. And I don't think his keepers are better than Mark's, but I think his team is better than Mark's with how well he drafted. So I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna give him the edge week 1. Now let's see if I regret that going next week here.
I will agree that he does have a good team. I'm not disagreeing with that. Just gotta go with Mark, the champ. He got some. He won it, and I do agree on the keeper comment. But
Yeah.
get good, Travis. Get fucking good.
One thing he has against him though, St. Louis only has 1 game this week, so he's losing games from his 2 Blues forwards and Binnington, so that could hurt him. But we'll see. We'll see. Week 1. It's a weird week 1 though, because we started last week, usually a week and a half, but then there was a pause in between days. There's no game Sunday, no game Monday, and there's no game Sunday this week either. I'm told.
So it's not. It's like less than a week.
It turns out being less than a week, like a short week,
Yeah.
when it's really like a week and a half when the season started. But
Weeks 1 is when you break your records.
yeah,
The season
yeah.
records.
What are we gonna do?
Most hits in the league.
Man, we're so far behind the 8 ball here now. We also have Paulie the goalie, formerly known as what was he? King Hanks before, but everyone knows he's not king anymore. And he's taking on Cherry Picking Daddy, who seems to always have his number. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. Kyle does have his number, but I like Sean's team. I'm gonna go Sean.
I hate to agree with you, but I'm gonna go with Sean too. I know Kyle is actively tanking. He wants to like sell his team, right? He's gonna set his lineup. He's gonna do what he's supposed to do, right? But he wants Bedard. And I don't when Sean wants to win and his opponent doesn't want to win, I kind of think Sean might win.
Yeah, Sean will go all in too.
He's already started. He already made a move. Picked up Russ. That's faster than any other deal he ever made.
I was about to comment on that. I think it probably is. And you know what? He paid a 13th of that, so he's cheap. But that means he goes into the next season with a pretty solid foundation too, though.
Except this year. Last year he went all in at the deadline.
I know.
And he paid for it in the draft. I remember at the draft, him and Neil kept saying, like, how do you do this? Like, how do you do this? You just do it. You just do it, boys.
Accept the consequences. But then you can play the waiver wire. I mean, I got Besser, but you can't. I haven't been able to play the waiver wire for that reason.
Yeah.
So happy with my draft. because they're really early picks.
No, I think Sean will be fine this year. Just gotta maybe make he says he likes to only make moves like 5-6 weeks in.
Well, that's just the right move. The Domo discount.
That's it. Do y'all try the beef versus the whole show? I think this is a great matchup. Who do you think's gonna win here?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Nick. Nick is the better keepers. I know they both spent pretty heavily in draft picks last year too for the season. I just think Nick will be the better GM.
It's fair. I'm gonna go with the whole shaft as well. It's not that I don't like your team, Daltrey. I just think Nick's is better with the pickup of Kucherov, and now he has Point and Cooch playing together. He's got Vass. He's got a lot of lightning power there. So
Rice idle.
yeah, still got Leon. Like, you're not losing Leon in there. No, I think Nick will win. I think it'll be close though. I think Dolce's team will still be good, but I'm gonna give the edge to the whole shaft. Dude, where's Makar? Versus Clefbond. Who you got here?
I'm gonna go with Dan. No, I'm not too happy with Kyle's trades so far this year. A lot of skeptical trades. A lot of big players moved already for him. And I think Dan's just active. He's very aware of what's going on. I think he's going to take it.
Did he end up fixing his goalie situation, Dan?
Yeah, just getting some backups though. Really, no, he hasn't made a trade. I know that. I'll give you this now in a second.
I like Dan's team, but
He has Blackwood and Grice and Knight.
I think
so Blackwood had a great preseason.
I'm gonna go with Clef here. Based on solely, I think Markstrom might carry him through the week. Like, I think he'll get enough points otherwise to compete with Dan in some categories, and I think the goalies will make the difference. Not that Dan's are terrible, but Markstrom should be the edge if Kyle is going to win, and I'm going to go with that. Jager Bombs versus the Red Wings. Who you got here?
Ooh, I got to take a quick look here. I can't remember too much. I just got to look at goalies.
The Red Wings.
I'm definitely going to go with Jager Bombs. I like Braden's team. I mean, a couple questionable player add drops, but I still think he has a better team. I know he's down 10-0 here, but
no, I agree. It's because he hasn't had anyone go yet, right? I think his team's just better. Like, he has Ottinger and Campbell. Like, that's a great duo. His player, he had a good draft. He has. I know he, like you said, he made the questionable moves, but he still has the better foundation, I think. Derek's team's not bad either, so they could pull out a win. But I'm going to give the edge to Braden. I just like his roster better at this time. But we'll see what happens to all those young Red Wings. They might fly him the victory here.
The Braden bye week no more.
We'll see. The Caucasaurus. I told him he should change his logo to that. That'd be great. Have it as his team image. That should be the punishment. Like, you have to have it as your team logo. Pat, you ready to rumble versus the newbie. Hughes, your daddy. Who you got here?
I gotta give it to Nick. 105 goalies, 2 on NAs. He's committed to the rebuild, I'd say. I think Nick has a pretty good week. And Nick had a good draft too. Like he was a seller a bit last season, right? Still made a push and had a great foundation of picks. So I do like his team for sure.
I'm gonna go with you. I think Nick's gonna win. He's got an army of goalies that he drafted, and Hughes has like no goaltending, so that should be some easy points for him. And his keepers were just better in general than Who's Your Daddy, and that's not Casey's fault. Nope. You know, that's the team he inherited, and you know they all can inherit championship teams, but no, I just think Nick will be better off this week. Final matchup here. I know you're anxious to talk about this one. Saucy or Pass versus Suck My Ojic. Who do you got?
I gotta go for myself. mean, I'm pretty happy with my team. Neil's not a bad GM. He's always competing though, but I gotta give myself the respect. Building a championship team here. Gotta at least
You're
think I can beat
hoping.
Neil.
You're
I'm
hoping you're
hoping. Of
building
course,
one.
I'm hoping. I mean, I've seen the championship team before, so
That's it.
I know what it looks like.
No, it's
It's been a
before anyone knew how to play.
long time though. A lot more gray since then.
I'm gonna go against you here. I'm gonna pick Neil. Um, for similar reason, I like his keepers better. Um, Sorokin and Shesterkin are a fucking great duo. Um, and his forwards are just really strong too. Not that a knock on your forwards, but Panarin, Pasternak, like those are some good names, right? So, but I do like Shest and Sorokin a little better than your duo, and it's not an insult at your goalies. I just think that's a nasty duo.
Yeah, no, I would take that duo as well. I'm not
The
not disagreeing.
New York duo. So yeah, guys, that's our thoughts on this week's matchups. Looking forward to seeing who's right and who's wrong. I believe there was talk though earlier, buddy, that we weren't going to take predictions this year, but we were going to have a friendly wager, weren't we?
Yeah, what was it? $20?
I think we were going to put $20 on to see who has the better record at the end of the year, and you know,
Ooh,
I'm down. Is this
yeah,
making it
definitely.
official?
Yeah, we're not
Ah,
making it a. Are we not doing a league one? Participation was pretty low, right? But I mean, if people want to, what are you thinking there?
if people want to, I'd be up for it. But participation really fell off last year in the second part of the season, right? At first, we were getting like 8, 9 people every week, and then we were getting like 4 or 5 at the end, and it was just
And that was bugging people too.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to harass people to participate. If they want to participate, great. If you want in on this $20 bet,
Ooh, I'd
inform
be
me.
willing. I'd be willing to go there.
Anyone who wants in, $20. See who has the best prediction record at the end of the year.
Well, you got to commit. So we got a couple of people like Sean and Neil are pretty dedicated to the predictions. So
That's
I
it.
think we get a few people on board.
It's an open invite. Everyone who wants in puts in $20.
Yeah,
There you
before the season starts. No.
go. Before next week's show,
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair.
I would like to see them participate every week. Just to that way there's no, I got a high percentage. I'm gonna stop playing. Adultery. Like
Yeah, but then he never came back though.
he
He's
never
just
came back.
gone.
That's true.
He's just
That's
gone.
true.
I don't even know if he's still around. I owe him $20 from a bet. I've reached out to him like 5 times, and the guy hasn't answered.
He's very bad at answering people.
Yeah,
I will see him at work tomorrow, and I will yell at him, and I'll say, "You go get your money from Corey.
and set your lineup.
Set your lineup."
Oh
He
wait,
replied
wait.
to that.
We're not allowed to. You're not going to do it again. I forgot.
That's it. Well, that was it, boys. Shorter show for week 1 because we didn't have to recap all the mayhem from a previous week. But I'm sure there's going to be some upsets this week somewhere along the way. It's going to be fun to fucking talk about.
The chirping is going to begin.
That's it. The chirping. That's my favorite part of this whole league is just chirping people, having them chirp back a bit. That's what I live for.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks for joining me, Corey.
Thanks for having me as always. Pleasure.
Appreciate your time. And guys, good luck this week. Week 1, the battle begins. Who's gonna hold that golden cock at the end of the year? Not me.
Oh, we'll see.
Take care, guys.
Have a good night.